This may sound very contradictory to other spiritual teachings, but it's true. Peace once again, my fellow expressions of consciousness. If you are new to this channel, what I do here is I help to point people like yourself out of the limited belief that they are a limited being, because it's not true. How to not take things too personally. Is this even possible? Is this an issue of yours? Do you wish to have help with the issue? There are of course many opinions. Nothing is going to change your taking things too personally until you understand this one important, fundamental aspect of yourself. That is, you need to see, truly see, you need to understand, truly understand that words have absolutely no meaning inherently. Words attempt to point to something that is not themselves. For example, if I write the word sports car on this hand, does it now make this hand a sports car? Of course not. The word, or words in this case, are referring to an actual car. You see, the object is not the word, because a word too is an object, a more subtle object. The same way, even to speak of this physical dimension, two objects can never coexist in the exact same location. They cannot overlap. It's the same with thought as an object and the gross forms that we call physical objects. They too are objects within this space that we call universe. One is subtle, one is gross. One you can touch, one you cannot. But both can be perceived. Thus both are objects to your inner being, your most essential being that is not even in anything. Because all things are objects that are being perceived by it. But for ease of language for this video, let's say your inner being. So, knowing this, you can then see a word as having no power. Because in truth, essentially, they don't have any power over you. They don't. This may sound very contradictory to other spiritual teachings, but it's true. As I pointed to you with the sports car example, a word does not have power. A thought now superimposes an image onto the word. Thought imagines a car and correlates the car with the words, which are letters, of course. But a sports car would have a different word in a different language. So the same image of, let's say, a Skoda can have a different word representing it, depending on which language is being used. So you see, the word is not entangled with an object. A word is not the object. A word is an object itself. So if a word cannot actually attach itself to an object, to this physical realm, physical dimension, whatever you want to call it, then how can this word attach itself to you? It cannot. There can be a belief that the words actually have meaning, and they are directed to you, and now you take them personally. I laugh because I hope you see that it can never be. You are so much more free than you believe you are. Don't you see? Please see. Take your time with this. Rewind if you're not following so far. Okay? I began by deconstructing what a word actually is. It's simply symbols, letters put together that thought attributes an image to. The English word apple, thought will think of a green or red or any color apple, of course, the actual fruit. But again, if it said jabłko, which is Polish for apple, it will still have the same image of an actual fruit, an apple. So if this is true, then how can any word being fired at you actually have an effect on you when the word itself is completely devoid of any meaning? So in actual truth, a word, including words you're hearing right now, have no meaning. Whoa. They point to that which they are not themselves. So the same way, when you say me, I'm taking something personally. I feel bad. All those words are pointing to that which they are not. So you're not even the I saying I'm hurting. I'm taking this too personally. I'm taking it personally. I don't know how to stop it. Again, if you've been following the video, if you've been understanding up to this point, none of those words you are saying are speaking about who you actually are. Because who you actually are is not the word, is not the sentence, is not the symbol, is not the letter. You're not a letter. You're not the letter A. You're not a sentence. You're not a symbol. These are all perceived by that which they themselves cannot, as they are limited. They are transient activities of thought, of mind. You are that permanent backdrop. You are the backboard upon which life gets written. You are that formlessness that holds the experience of words and thoughts, desires, emotions, ups and downs in life, the changing of the body. You are that which observes all of this, that is aware, that holds all of this, gives it a place to even be changing, be manifesting. Even that which we call space still is within the space that you are. Do you see how untouchable you truly are? If it's true that you are this untouchable being that I'm pointing you to, which you are, then who? Here's the question. Who is taking what personally? Because the words are not you. The emotions are not you. The feelings are not you. The mind is not essentially that which you are. So who is saying, I'm taking this too personal? This is a very thorough look at the reality that a word cannot touch that which you are. No words can touch the truth that surrounds it. And that truth that surrounds it, so to speak, is you. Just as my hands cannot touch space. Yes, you could say there's particles, but the particles are within that which you call space. No thing. Also, on a more basic level, to not take something too personally, you can simply reply with the shortest sentence in the world. Okay. Just say okay. You don't have to attach any meaning to the word. As I was saying before, the mind wants to attach meanings to these letters, these symbols. Say that's what it means. No. Essentially, it doesn't mean anything until you give it meaning. So, just say okay. At the very least, what you are giving the other person is your acknowledgement that you hear them. As not to be rude. Because to just ignore or probably exacerbate things, actually make it worse. Okay, I think you should really do this, it's not really working out for you the other way. Do it like this. What are you doing? Are you silly? Okay. Doesn't mean you have to do what someone's suggesting. Doesn't mean you believe someone. Doesn't mean you don't believe. But just saying okay without any history beliefs added onto the okay, there's a full stop right there, cuts the energy dead. Of course, not literally, but it cuts the energy. Cuts the tension. Now, instead of the person's attempt, whether intentionally or not, at telling you about yourself, that energy that has been thrown to you has now been rebounded back to them with your simple okay. Now they don't know what to do with your okay. You acknowledge them, they can carry on and carry on. You can simply say okay. They can choose to get annoyed. That would be their prerogative. It's like the Buddha apparently said. Words to the effect of, I don't need to accept your gift of anger. It's a paraphrase, but basically it's what he was saying. It's true. You can get upset by my short answer, but that's the answer you're getting. Because I know you are trying to unsettle me. Or unintentionally you are. So, to make sure I don't take things too personally when it doesn't need to be taken personally, I can help us both by acknowledging what you said and in the same time not taking what you said too personally so I feel bad. People are allowed to talk, allowed to express themselves. Why should I take it personally? They could even say, you are this, you, and point at you. You can still just say, okay. Because as I said before, no word actually means anything other than what the mind wants it to mean. Which shows that the word has nothing. The word itself has nothing in it to hurt you. Because it's a mind belief. It's a belief that the word means something. No belief can touch the fact, the truth that you are infinite, pure, untouchable, imperturbable, imperceptible, pure consciousness. If you like the video, please like the video. Have a wonderful day or evening, my fellow expressions of consciousness.